like and subscribe. Follow Alifah Jaya Production. Thank you.
Crimson Forge, From Trash to Immortal. Chapter 1, The Day Everything Burned. The morning sun cast golden rays across Azure Peak City, painting the Lin clan's grand estate in warm, brilliant light. Red silk banners fluttered in the gentle breeze, and the sweet scent of lotus blossoms filled the air. Today should have been the happiest day of Ashen Vale's life. It would become his worst nightmare. "Brother Ashen, you look so handsome." His younger sister, Lily, adjusted the ceremonial robes on his shoulders, her eyes sparkling with joy. At 12 years old, she was the only family member who had never looked at him with jealousy or calculation. "Sister Seraphina is so lucky to marry you." Ashen smiled, though something felt wrong in his gut. A nagging sensation he couldn't quite place. "Thank you, Lily. Now go find your seat before the ceremony starts." As she scampered off, Ashen gazed at his reflection in the polished bronze mirror. At 19, he cut an impressive figure, tall, with sharp features and eyes that held the confidence of a true prodigy. His cultivation had reached the 7th layer of body refinement realm, making him the youngest genius in Azure Peak City's history. The Lin clan had celebrated him since childhood. The elders predicted he would reach Spirit Gathering Realm before 20, a feat that would elevate their entire clan's status. Noble families from across the region had sent marriage proposals, but Ashen's heart belonged to only one person: Seraphina Frost. They had grown up together, trained together, laughed together. She was the daughter of the Frost Merchant Guild's master, beautiful as winter moonlight with hair like spun silver and eyes like frozen sapphires. When Ashen had proposed 6 months ago, she had said yes without hesitation. Or so he thought. "Young Master Ashen." A servant bowed at the door. "The bride is ready. The ceremony will begin shortly." Ashen nodded, his heart racing with anticipation. He made his way through the estate's winding corridors, past jade pillars and ancient tapestries depicting the Lin clan's glorious history. Hundreds of guests had already filled the ceremonial grounds: clan members, noble families, sect representatives, all here to witness the union of two prominent families. The ceremonial platform stood at the center of the grounds, decorated with thousands of red and gold spirit flowers that pulsed with faint spiritual energy. Ashen took his position, his grandfather Grand Elder Lin Shaozhen officiating the ceremony with a benevolent smile. Then she appeared. Seraphina descended the ivory steps like a goddess from legends, her wedding dress a masterpiece of white silk embroidered with silver phoenixes. Her face was veiled, but even through the translucent fabric, her beauty was breathtaking. The crowd murmured in admiration. But Ashen's instincts screamed danger. Something was wrong with her eyes. They held no warmth, no love. Only cold calculation. "Honored guests," Grand Elder Lin Shaozhen's voice rang across the grounds. "Today, we unite two great families. The Lin clan and the Frost Merchant Guild shall." "Wait." The single word, spoken softly but with absolute authority, came from behind Seraphina. A figure emerged from the shadows of the ceremonial arch, a man Ashen recognized with mounting dread. Marcus Vex. He was the young master of the Vex Trading Consortium, the Lin clan's greatest rival. Tall and handsome in a cruel way, with slicked-back dark hair and eyes like a hunting serpent. He wore robes of deep purple, and his cultivation aura, early spirit gathering realm, radiated oppressive power. "What is the meaning of this?" Grand Elder Lin Shaozhen's face darkened. "Marcus Vex, you dare interrupt this sacred ceremony?" Marcus smiled, slow and poisonous. "Sacred? Oh, I think Lord Lin deserves to know the truth before he marries my woman." The crowd erupted in shocked whispers. Ashen felt his blood turn to ice. "Your woman?" Ashen's voice was deadly quiet. He turned to Seraphina. "What is he talking about?" Seraphina raised her veil, and for the first time, Ashen saw her true face, not the loving childhood friend, but a stranger wearing a mask of contempt. "I'm sorry, Ashen," she said, though her tone held no apology. "But I could never marry someone as weak as you." The words hit harder than any physical blow. "Weak?" Ashen laughed bitterly. "I'm the strongest prodigy in Azure Peak City. I've reached 7th layer body refinement at 19. "Exactly," Marcus interjected, walking forward to stand beside Seraphina. "Body refinement? A realm for children. I reached Spirit Gathering Realm at 18. You're just a slightly talented ant." He wrapped an arm around Seraphina's waist possessively. She leaned into him, and Ashen saw the truth: they had been together for some time. This entire engagement had been a lie. "Seraphina." Ashen's voice cracked. "Why? Why?" She laughed, the sound like shattering glass. "Because you're useful, Ashen. The Lin clan's genius prodigy, so proud, so trusting. Do you know how much money I made selling your cultivation insights to rival clans? How many secrets I passed to Marcus about your family's techniques?" The crowd's whispers became a roar. Grand Elder Lin Shaozhen looked like he'd been struck by lightning. Other Lin clan elders surged forward, but Marcus raised his hand, and 10 figures in black robes appeared on the rooftops surrounding the ceremonial grounds. "Assassins! All at Spirit Gathering Realm." "I wouldn't move if I were you," Marcus said pleasantly. "This wedding is over, but I'm feeling generous. Ashen, kneel before me and beg forgiveness, and I'll let you live as a servant in my household. You can watch Seraphina and me from the shadows for the rest of your days." Ashen's mind reeled. Betrayal, humiliation, rage emotions crashed through him like a tidal wave. But beneath it all, something else stirred. Pride. The pride of someone who had clawed his way to the top through talent and effort. "Never." The single word rang with absolute conviction. Marcus's smile faded. "Then you'll die." He nodded to one of the assassins, who hurled something small and fast toward Ashen. A needle, glinting green with poison. Ashen tried to dodge, but his body suddenly felt sluggish, unresponsive. The needle struck his chest. Agony exploded through his meridians. The poison wasn't just deadly, it was specifically designed to destroy a cultivator's channels, to cripple their cultivation permanently. Ashen collapsed to his knees, coughing blood. "No!" Lily's scream pierced the chaos. She tried to run to him, but guards held her back. Ashen looked up at Seraphina through vision blurring with pain. Was any of it real? For a brief moment, something flickered in her eyes. Regret? Guilt? But it vanished as quickly as it appeared. "No," she said flatly. "None of it." The poison worked its way through Ashen's body like liquid fire, destroying everything he had built. His carefully cultivated meridians, his spiritual roots, the foundation he had spent 19 years developing, all of it was being torn apart from within. "The crippling venom of eternal night," Marcus explained conversationally. "Quite rare and expensive. But you're worth it, Ashen. Can't have the Lin clan's genius becoming a threat later. Now you're just trash." The assassins moved to kill him, but Grand Elder Lin Shaozhen finally acted, releasing his own cultivation peak Spirit Gathering Realm. The resulting pressure forced the assassins back. "You dare commit such atrocity in my clan?" The Grand Elder's rage was palpable. "War, then," Marcus said with a shrug. "The Vex Consortium is ready. Are you?" The standoff lasted only seconds before reality set in. The Vex Consortium had more resources, more spirit-gathering cultivators. A direct war would devastate the Lin clan. Grand Elder Lin Shaozhen's shoulders sagged with the weight of impossible choices. "Take him and leave," the Grand Elder said through gritted teeth, pointing at the dying Ashen. "Consider this mercy." "Grandfather." Ashen tried to speak, but only blood came out. Marcus laughed. "Mercy? No, I think we'll throw him in the forest. Let the beasts finish what the poison started." Two assassins grabbed Ashen roughly, dragging his limp body away. The last thing he saw before losing consciousness was Serafina turning away, not even watching his final moments, and Lily sobbing as guards prevented her from following. Ashen woke to darkness and pain. His body lay in mud and rotting leaves, discarded in the wilderness outside Azure Peak City. Night had fallen, and strange sounds echoed through the forest: growls of spirit beasts, the rustling of predators hunting prey. He tried to move but couldn't. The poison had completely destroyed his cultivation. He wasn't even at body refinement realm anymore. He was just human. Mortal. Powerless. Tears streaked down his face, mixing with the rain that had begun to fall. Everything was gone. His power, his reputation, his love, his future. They had taken it all and thrown him away like garbage. "Is this how it ends?" Ashen whispered to the uncaring sky. The great prodigy of Azure Peak City, dying in the mud like a worm. Thunder rumbled overhead, and in that moment, Ashen felt something he had never experienced before: the absolute despair of powerlessness. But then, through the darkness and rain, he saw something. A light. Crimson, like fresh blood, like flames, like the first rays of dawn. It grew brighter, approaching through the trees with impossible grace. Ashen tried to call out, but his voice was gone. He could only watch as the light descended toward him. The light coalesced, taking form: an ancient cauldron, no larger than a person's torso, floating in the air. Its surface was covered in intricate runes that seemed to shift and change when he looked at them directly. The metal gleamed crimson, as if forged from solidified blood and fire. So many years. A voice echoed in Ashen's mind, feminine and ancient. So many centuries waiting for the right soul. The cauldron drifted closer, and Ashen felt warmth radiating from it: not the destructive heat of flames, but something nurturing, like the sun after a long winter. "You are broken," the voice continued. "Betrayed. Destroyed. Everything you built has been taken from you." Ashen wanted to scream at the obvious cruelty of stating what he already knew, but the voice wasn't finished. "Good. Only those who have lost everything can truly appreciate the power to gain everything." The cauldron descended onto Ashen's chest, and the moment it made contact, power exploded through his broken body. The poison that had destroyed his meridians began to burn away, not through medicine, but through sheer force of will: the cauldron's will. Images flooded Ashen's mind: ancient techniques, forgotten knowledge, the secrets of alchemy and forging, of formation and talisman crafting. The cauldron was teaching him, downloading thousands of years of accumulated wisdom directly into his consciousness. "I am the Crimson Forge," the voice declared. "The primordial cauldron that transforms all things. And you, Ashen Veil, shall be my master." "Why me?" Ashen managed to gasp out. "Because you have the heart of one who refuses to surrender. Because your rage burns pure and your desire for vengeance will fuel your cultivation. Because among millions of souls, yours alone resonated with my purpose." The cauldron merged with Ashen, disappearing into his body, settling in his dungeon where his destroyed cultivation base had been. And from that empty space, something new began to grow. Not his old cultivation. Something far more powerful. "Rise, Ashen Veil," the voice commanded. "Rise, and show them what true power means. Show them that trash can become treasure. That the broken can be reforged into something unbreakable. Show them." The Crimson Forge. Ashen's eyes snapped open, and for the first time since the poison had struck, he felt something other than despair. He felt hope, he felt rage, he felt power returning. Slowly, painfully, Ashen pushed himself to his feet. Rain washed the mud from his body as he stood, no longer the broken prodigy left to die, but something new. Something forged in betrayal and tempered by loss. Thunder boomed overhead as if the heavens themselves acknowledged his rebirth. Ashen looked toward Azure Peak City in the distance, where lights still burned bright. Somewhere in that city, Seraphina and Marcus were celebrating their victory, believing him dead or as good as dead. They had no idea what they had created. A smile crossed Ashen's face, cold and promising. Seraphina, Marcus. The Lin clan who abandoned me. Everyone who thought I was trash. He clenched his fist, feeling the Crimson Forge's power coursing through him like molten steel. Wait for me. I'm coming back. And when I do... Lightning split the sky, illuminating Ashen's figure standing alone in the wilderness, rain streaming down his face, eyes burning with crimson light. You'll all burn. To be continue.